Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. We've been discussing the Buccaneers for many weeks in the free agency period, and the free agency period starts Wednesday the 16th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. But as you know, if you follow the sport, which most of the Sports Talk with the Cowboy fans do, Aaron Rodgers signed a $200 million contract with the Green Bay Packers and will remain a Green Bay Packer. He got Devontae Adams as wide receiver on the franchise tag. Our beloved Buccaneers franchise tagged wide receiver Christopher Godwin. He is now for the second year the franchise tag of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that being said, here on Sports Talk with the Cowboy, we have discussed the possibility of Aaron Rodgers going to Denver. But 45 minutes after he signed that contract in Green Bay, the quarterback that we were looking at to take over for Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, signed a contract and was traded to the Denver Broncos. So Russell Wilson, the target that we wanted to make and have as our quarterback, will now go to the Denver Broncos. There's been a lot of talk about whether he was worth the 3 first-rounders, but he was worth it to us. As Buck fans and here with the Sports Talk with the Cowboy, we want to keep it real with you. And really, we're in trouble with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now at quarterback. We don't have a suitable quarterback. And even if someone would say to you, would you mortgage the future? Listen, the future is now for a team that's aging. Adonican Sue, William Golston, Jason Pierre-Paul, others, Levante David. We've been talked about for many years, these 5-year programs where we get a young quarterback and we work him into the system. We heard it with Jack the throwing Samoan back in the day. We heard it when we got Trent Dilfer. We heard it when we got Vinny Testaverde, when we got Jameis Winston. It don't work. If you don't have a bona fide superstar quarterback, you don't win in the NFL. And the Buccaneers are on the verge of having no first-string superstar quarterback. There's not that many, and there's a lot of teams looking. So the Buccaneers are still without a quarterback. Jason Light and Bruce Arians has not opened door number 2 like they did when Tom Brady showed up. And Tom Brady took us to the Super Bowl the first year after 13 years not being in the playoffs. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady won the division champ last year and was 13-4. Right now, Russell Wilson was the best thing we could get, possibly, and that's not going to happen. And now we're looking at other quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, we've talked about him out in Houston. He's got legal troubles. We all know about it. How about Carson Wentz up in Indianapolis? Well, he's been with the Eagles, cut to the Colts. Colts paid a ton of money for him, lasted 1 year. Lost the last game of the season that would have put the Colts in the playoffs. Played fairly decent, but he choked at the end. He got cut and traded today to the Washington football team. So Carson Wentz is off the table. That leaves Mitch Trubisky. That leaves Teddy Bridgewater. Jameis Winston. That's what it leaves, ladies and gentlemen, except for maybe Deshaun Watson. Maybe Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings. There could be still some trades. Don't get me wrong. And the Buccaneers are still looking for a quarterback. And we're praying that they get one, but where are they going to do it at? And how long are they going to wait to do it? Because every day that goes by, another one of the names at the top of that list are gone. Not that Carson Wentz was at the top of the list of anybody. Mitch Trubisky's stock has went up. He's back up there with Buffalo. There's a lot of teams looking for a quarterback. Guess who's looking for one now? The Indianapolis Colts, because they traded their quarterback away today. So we don't have much time left. But don't let the Buccaneer organization, and I love them with all my heart, so does this show. That's what this show's about, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I've been a fan since 1976, when they were born. Don't let them fool you with we're going to build with Kyle Trask. We're going to build with Blaine Gabbert. Nothing against Blaine Gabbert. He's a Buccaneer, same as Kyle Trask. We like him. We love him. But he's 13-35 as a starter, Blaine Gabbert is. Sure, he knows the offense. Sure, he knows. And so does Kyle Trask, might have some positive potential. Is he Joe Burrow? No. We need Joe Burrow. He's no Joe Burrow. And how long does these veteran players we have now, how long can they hold out? Free agency next week. How long can they hold out? So there's a lot of action going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want all the fans and the viewers of this show to, contact anybody you can and any voice you can to voice that the Buccaneers need to get a veteran quarterback. Don't bring Teddy Bridgewater in here. God bless Teddy Bridgewater getting hurt in Minnesota. and winning 5 games in New Orleans for Drew Brees when he was out. But when he went to Carolina, the Panthers, he lasted 1 year of a 4-year deal. He then was off to Denver to another 4-year deal. He lasted 1 year last year, 6-11, out. Okay? Don't bring him in and think he is Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, anybody else. Nobody can be Tom Brady. Nobody can be the GOAT. But you got to have that tier below the GOAT. The Wilson, the Rodgers, that tier. And there is very few of those, and the ones that were there are gone. So the Bucs are going to have to do something major. Who's the best available quarterback, Cowboy, at this very moment tonight of the taping of this show? His name is Deshaun Watson, and he has legal trouble in the Houston Texans. He's the best available quarterback on the board. Period. After that, Trubisky. After that, maybe Cousins. And you're going to have to trade for Cousins. And Cousins is nothing to write home about. Trubisky, the starter in Chicago, winds up in Buffalo. And at Buffalo, he's a backup to Josh Allen. He did okay when he came in. Maybe that year off helped him. Maybe a new offense helped him. I'm not saying that Trubisky can't be a decent quarterback. Carson Wentz can't be. You can't say that Teddy Bridgewater can't win 17 straight. But let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the Bucs organization sell you down the river with Kyle Trask and Brian Gabbert and some third-string quarterback or third-tier quarterback. Your top tier, Brady by himself. Your second tier, we just talked about him. Wilson, Rodgers, Stafford, Murray, starters, Prescott, if you want to put Prescott in there. I'm not going to personally put him in there, but that's the kind of tier we're talking about. Now your tier 3. Your tier 3 quarterbacks. Trubisky, Wentz, Bridgewater, Jameis Winston. We need to do something in Tampa. These free agent players that are getting long in the tooth at the end of their career, they're going to go somewhere else if you don't give them that quarterback where they have a chance to win. Sure, the Bucs can win with Trask and Gabbert, but how many games can they win? 6, 7, 8 games? And they say, well, that's enough. That's enough. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. If you're going in with a team that left Tom Brady for that, you have missed the boat. I don't care if somebody asked me, Cowboy, would you mortgage 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson? You're damn right I would, because Russell Wilson's got 3 years left in him, and Russell Wilson himself can generate that damn victory. Watch Denver win games this year. They're going to play the Buccaneers. Denver's going to play the Bucs next year. Let's see who we got behind the center. Okay, so keep an eye on the Bucs. We're going to keep an eye on the Bucs and pray for us to get a decent quarterback. Time is running out on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for that. It is. We're going to keep you posted on next week's activities. Now we're going to go to the United States Football League and news of the schedule. The Bandits will start playing in April in the 8-team United States Football League under Tom Haley. And we're looking very forward to seeing the USFL get going. There's the first game, I think, is the New Jersey Generals and the Birmingham Stallions. But all the games will be televised on television, CBS, NBC, and Fox. All 3 will have the USFL's first weekend on TV. Never done before. Have 3 major networks with that league on them. So we'll get to see all the games. And so we're looking forward to seeing that. Training camp starts in a week and a half. The players have been selected. And they're starting to participate in practices next week to prepare themselves for the April kickoff of the United States Football League. So we're looking very forward to that. Our racing segment, we're going to talk about some racing last week. Of course, the race was in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a first-class victory last week, and it was a good race, and it was a good, hard-fought victory out in Las Vegas on the NASCAR set. We're going to try to continue to cover the endurance racing as we've talked before. We talked about the Rolex 24 Hours, one of the 3 Triple Crown races of endurance, world endurance racing. The Sebring 12 Hours race will be the 19th of March, which is a week and a half away. Next week, the gates will open on the 16th of March for the 70th running of the 12 Hours of Sebring, presented by Fresh from Florida, Mobile One, and Advanced Auto Parts. So that's a very big race. We're going to try to keep you posted on what's going on out there at the racetrack. And tonight, I'm going to try to get some questions and answers here. I got Beth from Avon Park, and she'd like to know, what about Deshaun Watson's legal troubles? Beth, as far as I know, Deshaun Watson has 22 sexual misconduct counts against him civilly. There is a Texas grand jury sitting down right now to determine whether any of those will be criminal, and that grand jury is already being set, and it just happens to be around free agent. I'm not going to wink my eye, but it just happened to be about this time, because if it comes back that he's cleared criminally, Beth, of those charges, and they're just civil charges, Deshaun Watson will be packing his bags within about an hour, okay? So we're going to keep a good eye on that, Beth, and I'm glad you asked that question, because it's very appropriate right now, because he is the next quarterback on that top list. There's only top 3 quarterbacks, and 2 of them's gone. So good question, Beth. God bless you, and thank you for continued support of the show. I've got a question now from Ray, and Ray wanted to know, what about the USFL and playing all their games in Birmingham, Alabama? That is right, Ray. The Birmingham, Alabama site will be hosting all 8 United States Football League teams there. They will be in Birmingham the complete season. It financially puts them at a better spot, and it allows them to play this year, waiting on contracts at some of these major stadiums that they'll have to play in. Like the Bandits will be playing at Raymond James Stadium, so if there's something going on this year during that time, they wouldn't have been able to open their league. So they went somewhere where they could play their games this year and negotiate those contracts in those cities that have a stadium, which all of them do. And of course Birmingham has a stadium because they're going to play every game there. They've got 3 fields there. They're going to use 2 of their 3 fields. One is going to be used as a training facility. But we're trying to see the financial viability of the United States Football League, and it's looking good and strong. And this is another smart move by the United States Football League to ensure that they stay vibrant. So God bless you for that question. It's very appropriate because April's coming right around the corner. And God bless you for your question. DJ X, what do you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, I want to give a detailed schedule of the first week of this USFL. Alright, tickets for all USFL regular season games drop at 7 p.m. Eastern Monday and can be purchased directly at the USFL.com. Repeat, directly at the USFL.com. Adult general admission tickets are $10, and each ticketed adult can receive up to 3 free tickets for children under the age 15. Here's a look at the week-by-week schedule. All 40 games over 10 weeks for all 8 teams. Week 1, April 16th through the 17th. New Jersey Generals at Birmingham Stallions, April 16th, 7:30. You can watch that Eastern Time on Fox, NBC, and Peacock if you're streaming. Houston Gamblers at Michigan Panthers, April 17th, noon Eastern, NBC and Peacock. Philadelphia Stars versus New Orleans Breakers, April 17th, 4 p.m. Eastern, USA. Tampa Bay Bandits at Pittsburgh Maulers, April 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern, FS1. So that's the times and the channels you can watch all that on. So that's all I got this week, Cowboy.
Well, DJ X, that was a very good rundown of that first week's schedule, and it shows how many networks are involved, and I appreciate that because now we know who our first opponent is the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Oh, yeah.
And we know FS1 is where we're going to get that game. But as you heard him, DJ X, go through all those networks, there was a lot of networks in there: CBS, Fox, Peacock, FS1, USA. There's 5 different networks we're talking about. So that gives you kind of an idea that this league is going to be out there for all of us to enjoy in April.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, huge. And the Bandits are there, and they've got that game. We're all going to be looking forward to seeing the Bandits back to playing ball. And so thanks for that, DJ X. God bless you for it.
God bless you too,
and thank y'all for your continued support. Continue to share this with your friends and your loved ones and people who enjoy sports. If you don't enjoy sports, you can still watch it, but we're trying to bring it home to you and keeping it real. And so continue to support us and continue to share and continue to leave your comments as we've asked before, because we will answer your questions on air, and we've had some great questions. And I want to say God bless to every one of you to continued support, and God bless you. Cowboy out.